Move on to the 9th round. Start using color 2 for crocheting here. Carry color 3 across. Pick up color 2. Insert the hook into the chain space. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Make 3 beginning chains. Follow with 3 chains as a transition. Work 1 double crochet in the same position. Pay attention to carrying yarn for color 3. Insert into the adjacent half double crochet. Work a BPDC. Wrap the yarn around the hook once. On the back. From right to left. Pick up behind. The adjacent half double crochet. Then yarn over and draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat this process twice. Finish the BPDC. Moving left on the back. Pick up the positions for single crochets respectively. And work a BPDC. Exit from the right side of the corresponding stitch. Insert from the left side. And continue crocheting. Work all the way down to the half double crochet position. After completing, you can check. The number of stitches for the BPDC here should not be decreased. Meanwhile, consider the completed BPDC positions as one long side of this round. Pick up the chain going down and crochet 1 double crochet, 3 chains, and 1 double crochet. Consider this area as one corner of this round. Continue picking up the positions for half double crochets and single crochets. Correspondingly crochet BPDC. Start with 2 stitches. Switch colors on the second stitch. Here, work an unclosed BPDC. That is, when there are 2 loops remaining on the hook. This is the unclosed BPDC. Then switch to color 3. Complete the BPDC. And the color change is also completed. Then crochet 5 BPDC. Switch to color 2 on the 5th stitch. Continue with 2 more stitches afterward. This marks one of the short sides for this round. Then crochet the corner into the corresponding chain space. Work one long side and one short side at the single crochet positions respectively. You can also refer to the chart for specifics. Following this method, continue crocheting downward. When you encounter a beginning chain, simply pick it up and crochet a BPDC. After completing the last short side, slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Tighten the yarn. That completes the 9th round. Next, work on the 10th round. Start by using color 3 for crocheting. First, carry color 2 across. Pick up color 3 and insert into the chain space to the left. Yarn over and pull through. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Then, make 3 chains for transition. In the same position, work 1 double crochet. Pay attention to carrying color 2. Here you can weave in the previously carried yarn. Next, pick up the positions for double crochets and BPDC positions to the left. Work 6 BPDC, corresponding 1 by 1. Then pick up from below. In the previous treble crochet, work 1 double crochet. After completing, skip 1 adjacent stitch. Continue downward and work 6 BPDC, corresponding 1 by 1. After completing, at the adjacent chain position, crochet a corner identical to the one in the previous round. This is also one of the corners for this round. Between the BPDC is the long side. Below is the short side position. First, work 3 BPDC with color 3. Change color on the third stitch. After completing, work 1 BPDC at the adjacent position while changing color. Then, work 3 BPDC. Change color on the third stitch. Afterwards, work 1 BPDC, and change color again. Continue to work 3 BPDC, corresponding one by one for the remaining stitches. At this point, the short side is completed. Proceed with the method for corners and 2 sides. Finish the last short side. Slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. That completes the 10th round. Next, we'll work on the 11th round. Start by joining a new color. This is called color 4. First, carry the yarn for color 3. Then pick up color 4. Join the yarn in the chain space on the left side. Make 1 beginning chain. Correspondingly, work 1 single crochet. Pay attention to carrying color 2 and color 3. After completing, work 1 more single crochet in the same spot. This is one of the corners for this round. The following section is the long side. First, work a BPSC to the left. Insert the hook from right to left through the back of the adjacent double crochet. Then yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and draw through both loops on the hook. That completes the BPSC. Continue with 1 more BPSC in the next adjacent stitch. Next, work a BPHDC, yarn over once. Insert the hook from right to left into the adjacent stitch. Then yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and draw through all 3 loops on the hook. That completes the BPHDC. Continue with one more BPHDC. After that, work 3 BPDC. Next, pick up the bottom double crochet. Work at FPDC. After completing, skip the double crochet. Then work 3 BPDC correspondingly. Work 2 BPHDC. Work 2 BPSC. At this point, the long side is completed. Next, work the corner. Pick up the chain space, and work 2 single crochets. After completing, you'll reach the short side. First, work 1 BPHDC to the left. Then work a BPDC, and switch to color 2. Then crochet 2 BPDC. Continue with one more adjacent BPDC. Next, on this back post stitch, work 1/2 double crochet and change colors. Here, pick up the 2 slanted threads underneath to insert the hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. This is an unclosed half double crochet. Here, switch to color 3. Consider this stitch technique as group 2. Work a BPDC 3 tog into adjacent stitch. While changing colors, first, work 3 unclosed BPDC. Then pick up color 2. Yarn over and draw through, pulling the yarn through all the loops on the hook. To complete the BPDC 3 tog, continue with another group 2 adjacent to it, starting with 1 BPDC. Then insert into the angled 2 strands and work 1/2 double crochet. No color change here. This completes the group 2. Work 2 BPDC downward. Switch to color 4 on the second stitch. Then move left and work 1 BPDC into each stitch. Followed by 1 BPHDC. This completes the short side. Continue crocheting according to the method for the corner and 2 sides. Finish with the last stitch of the final short side. Slip stitch into the starting single crochet. Pull tight. That completes the 11th round. Move on to the 12th round below. Continue with the previous yarn end. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Then pick up stitches moving leftward. Pay attention to start from the position of the left single crochet. Avoid picking up the stitch corresponding below the beginning chain. Then work 8 double crochets evenly. When you reach the position of the adjacent FPDC, pick up a stitch and work 1 double crochet in that position. Chain 3. And work 1 double crochet. After completing, continue picking up stitches moving leftward. Work 9 double crochets correspondingly. Change to color 3 on the 9th stitch. Continue with BPTR and switch colors. Wrap the hook around the yarn twice. Then pick up from the previous round. Insert into the stitch position on the right side of the next 2 stitches of the BPDC3 tog. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this step twice. Now pick up color 2. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Complete the BPTR and change colors. Skip the next stitch. Pick up stitches moving leftward. Work 4 double crochets correspondingly. Change colors on the 4th stitch. This is the new color. I call it color 5. After completing, skip 1 adjacent stitch. Pick up the stitch from the BPDC3 tog behind. Work DC5 in 1. That means make 5 double crochets in 1 position. Switch to color 2 on the 5th stitch. Skip 1 adjacent stitch. Pick up stitches, and work 4 double crochets correspondingly. Switch to color 3 on the 4th stitch. Work a BPTR, and switch to color 4. Locate the BPDC3 tog in the previous round. Insert into the insertion point of the 2 adjacent stitches on the left side. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Then work 9 double crochets correspondingly. Work 1 double crochet in the adjacent position. 3 chains. 1 double crochet. Continue picking up stitches, and work 9 double crochets correspondingly. Switch to color 3 on the 9th stitch. After completing, pick up the insertion point of the 2 stitches on the right side, where you work BPDC3 tog. Work a BPTR, and switch to color 2. Here, consider the stitches crocheted with color 4 as a long side. Color 3. Colors 2 and 5 are considered as short sides. Continue crocheting according to the methods for the 2 sides. When working the last stitch here, switch to color 4. After completion, slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. That's how you complete round 12. You won't need color 3 for the next 2 rounds. Here, you can choose to break the yarn, or you can continue carrying the yarn until round 15. Next, crochet round 13. You'll need to add a new color. I call it color 6. Carry color 4 across. Then pick up color 6. Join the yarn at the top of the previous round's beginning chain. Make 3 beginning chains. Then pick up stitches to the left. Crochet 2 double crochets. Pay attention to carrying the yarn. Adjacent, pick the right side for the BPTR position. Work a FPTR, and switch to color 4. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Pick up stitches to the left and work double crochets correspondingly. When you encounter a chain space, crochet 1 double crochet, 3 chains, and 1 double crochet. Then continue picking up stitches, working 6 double crochets correspondingly. Switch to color 6 on the 6th stitch. After completing, pick up the BPTR position on the left side. Crochet at FPTR. skip 1 stitch below. Pick up stitches to the left and crochet 3 double crochets. Switch to color 2 on the 3rd stitch. Here, consider the crocheted part as the long side of this round. Going down is the short side area. First, pick up stitches and crochet 4 double crochets. Switch to color 5 on the 4th stitch. After completing, skip 1 stitch to the left. Crochet a DC2 bobble into adjacent stitch. Then crochet 3 chains as a transition. Pick up the front loop of an adjacent stitch. Crochet a loose slip stitch. Then crochet 5 chains as a transition. Pick up an adjacent stitch and crochet a treble crochet. Then crochet 5 chains as a transition. Next, pick up the front loop of an adjacent stitch. Crochet a loose slip stitch. Then crochet 3 chains as a transition. Pick up an adjacent stitch. Crochet a DC2 bobble and switch to color 2. First, crochet 2 unclosed double crochets. Then pick up color 2. Yarn over and pull through. Complete the bobble and change colors. Skip 1 stitch afterward. Work 4 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 6 on the 4th stitch. At this point, the short side is completed. Continue crocheting according to the method for the 2 sides. For the last stitch of the final short side, switch to color 6. After completion, slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. Color 5 will not be needed afterward. Leave a tail and cut off. This completes the 13th round. Move on to the 14th round. Start by working one slip stitch to carry the yarn along to the left. The slip stitch here does not need to be pulled tight. Then make 3 beginning chains. Continue crocheting to the left. Work 4 double crochets corresponding to each stitch. Pick the position for the FPTR on the adjacent right side. Work a FPTR and switch to color 4. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Crochet 4 double crochets evenly to the left. Work 1 double crochet into the chain space. Make 3 chains. And 1 double crochet. Continue picking up stitches and work 4 double crochets. Switch to color 6 when working the 4th double crochet. After completion, pick the position for the FPTR on the left side. Crochet at FPTR. Skip 1 stitch below. Pick up stitches and work 5 double crochets evenly to the left. Switch to color 2 when working the 5th double crochet. After completing, consider this part as a long side. Next, crochet the short side. Work 4 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 1 when working the 4th double crochet. Pick up color 1 again. Change colors. Then pick up stitches to the left. Work 2 double crochets. Pick the back loop of the adjacent stitch below. Work a DC 2 in 1. After completing, chain 3 as a transition. Then pick the back loop of the adjacent stitch. Work a DC 2 in 1. Next, pick up stitches to the left and work 2 double crochets. Switch to color 2 when working the second double crochet. After completing, work 4 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 6 when working the fourth double crochet. This completes one short side. Continue crocheting according to the method for the 2 sides. For the last stitch of the final short side, work it into the top of the beginning chain from the previous round. Switch to color 6 at the same time. After completing, slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. Color 4 will not be needed afterward. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. This completes the 14th round. Continue to the 15th round. Crochet 2 slip stitches to carry the yarn along on the left side. Do not tighten it. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Pick up stitches and work 6 double crochets correspondingly. Work at FPTR. Into the adjacent FPTR. Skip 1 stitch below. Pick up a stitch from the left and work 1 double crochet. Crochet 1 double crochet into the next chain space. Chain 3. And work 1 double crochet. Continue picking up stitches below. Work 1 double crochet. Pick up the position for a FPTR on the left side. Crochet at FPTR. skip 1 stitch below. Pick up stitches and work 7 double crochets correspondingly. Switch to color 3 on the 7th stitch. At this point, pick up color 3. If there was a yarn break before, you can restart with color 3 here for the color change. In my sample, there was no yarn break before. After completing, pick up below at the position of the BPT are in round 12. And crochet at FPTT-R while switching to color 2. Wrap the yarn around the hook 4 times. And pick up at the corresponding position. Yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over again, and pass through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 4 times. At this point, you should have 2 loops left on the hook. Switch to color 2 and pull through. This completes the FPTT-R and the color change. Skip the next stitch afterward. Then work 4 double crochets correspondingly. Change to color 1 on the 4th stitch. Then pick up the stitch. Work 3 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 3 on the 3rd stitch. After completing, pick up the adjacent stitch. Crochet a DC4 popcorn and switch to color 1. Then pick up the adjacent stitch and work 1/2 double crochet. Next, pick up the chain space and crochet 1/2 double crochet. Pick the adjacent position below and crochet 1 single crochet into the treble crochet. Then continue back to the back side. Pick up the chain space and crochet 1/2 double crochet. Pick up the adjacent stitch and crochet 1/2 double crochet, then switch to color 3. After completing, pick up the left stitch, crochet a DC4 popcorn and switch to color 1. Continue downward, picking up stitches, and working 3 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 2 on the 3rd stitch. Then work 4 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 3 on the 4th stitch. After completing, treat this section with color 2 and in between as a short side. Continue downward to crochet the long side. First, pick up the position where the previous BPTR were made. Work FPTTR and switch to color 6. Skip 1 stitch afterward. Then work 7 double crochets evenly. Pick up the adjacent right FPTR. Crochet at FPTR. Skip 1 stitch afterward. Pick up the stitch and work 1 double crochet. Work 1 double crochet into the chain space. Chain 3. And work 1 double crochet. After completing, continue to pick up the stitch and work 1 double crochet. Pick up the position for the adjacent FPTR. Crochet at FPTR. Skip 1 stitch afterward. Pick up stitches and work 7 double crochets evenly. Switch to color 3 on the 7th stitch. After completing, pick up the BPTR below. Work FPTTR and switch to color 2. At this point, you have completed one long side. Skip one stitch below and then crochet the short side. Then continue crocheting using the method for the two sides. The last stitch of the final short side. You need to switch to color 3 while crocheting. Then pick up the position for the BPTR, crochet FPTTR, and switch to color 6. At this point, you have completed the first long side. Finally, slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Tighten. This completes round 15. Continue with round 16. First, crochet 2 slip stitches to the left to carry the yarn along. Then start with 3 chains. Next, pick up the stitch and chain spaces below. Work double crochets correspondingly. Between the chain spaces, crochet double crochets. You also need to crochet 3 chains at the chain spaces. For details, you can refer to the chart. Keep crocheting until you reach this color section. There will be 3 stitches remaining in this position. When you reach the corresponding position, here, crochet double crochets while switching to color 3. Then pick up the position for FPTTR. Crochet FPDC, and switch to color 1. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Below, crochet the corresponding number of double crochets and half double crochets. While crocheting, you need to change colors. For specifics, refer to the chart. When you encounter a popcorn position, insert into the chain space on its right side. Follow this method. Keep crocheting until the 1 stitch bearer next FPTTR. Pay attention to changing colors. Continue downward and crochet 3 double crochets. Change color on the 3rd double crochet. Here, switch to color 3. Then pick up the position for FPTTR below. Crochet FPDC while switching to color 6. From now on, the crochet method is the same as before. For specifics, refer to the chart. Continue crocheting downward. When crocheting the last FPDC, do not change colors. After completing, slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. You won't need color 2 or color 6 anymore from here on. Proceed to fasten off the yarn. This completes round 16. Now move on to round 17. First, carry color 3 across. Insert into the top of the previous round's beginning chain. Pick up color 1. Yarn over and pull through. Make 2 chains to start. Then pick up stitches from the left. Crochet 3 half double crochets evenly. Work 5 double crochets. Switch to color 3 on the 5th stitch. Then crochet 2 double crochets into the chain space on the left. Continue with the decrease using 5 treble FPDC. First, pick the position of the previous FPDC on the right, crochet quarter 2 tog. Wrap the yarn around the hook 5 times. Pick up the corresponding position. Yarn over and pull through. Pull the yarn through slightly longer. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 5 times. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. 5 times. If the unclosed stitch comes out too tight here, You can recrochet it. The piece should be kept flat. This is the unclosed quarter 2 tog. Pick the left side FPDC below. Crochet the unclosed quarter 2 tog. Now there are 3 loops left on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops once. Complete the quarter 2 tog. Continue picking up the chain space below. Make 2 double crochets. Switch to color 1 for the second stitch. Treat the quarter 2 tog and the 2 double crochets on either side, which are worked in this color, as one corner of this round. Continue working down the side. First, pick up stitches and work 5 double crochets evenly. Then work 4 half double crochets. Followed by 4 single crochets. Work a loose slip stitch into the adjacent stitch. Then make 7 chains for the transition. As you work, hang color 3 on the hook and carry it along. Bring it through. After completing, pick up the popcorn below on the right side. Insert the hook behind the next stitch on the right. Pick up any 2 strands of yarn. Work 1 loose slip stitch. Then make 6 chains for the transition. Remember to carry the yarn as well. Pick up the popcorn below on the left side. Select 2 strands of yarn behind the next stitch on the right. Work 1 loose slip stitch. Follow with 7 chains for the transition. Move down and return to the top. Pick up the first stitch along the left edge of color 2. Work 1 loose slip stitch. After completing, Continue picking up stitches. Work 4 single crochets evenly. Work 4 half double crochets. Work 5 double crochets. Switch to color 3 on the 5th stitch. You have now completed one side. Crochet a corner in the next chain space. First, pick up the space and work 2 double crochets. Then, pick up the FPDC positions on both sides. Work quarter 2 tog. Next, pick up the space again, and work 2 more double crochets. Switch to color 1 on the 2nd stitch. The corner is now completed. Continue crocheting using the same method for sides and corners. Finish with the last single crochet. This completes the first edge. Join with a slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Tighten the yarn. This completes round 17. Move on to round 18. Start with 2 chains. Then pick up the stitch and continue working to the left. Work 2 half double crochets evenly. Work 6 double crochets. Switch to color 3 on the 6th stitch. Then pick up from below. Center and work a decrease here. Work at FPDC and switch to color 1. You can make this FPDC a bit longer. After completing, skip the next adjacent stitch. Pick up the stitch to the left and work 1 double crochet. Pick up and work into the decreased stitch. Work 2 double crochets. Work 3 chains. Work 2 more double crochets in the same position. Consider the 2 double crochets, along with the chains in between, as one corner of this round. Continue working on the side downward. Pick up a stitch to the left, work 1 double crochet, and switch to color 3. Then pick up at the decrease position, work at FPDC, and switch to color 1. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Pick up stitches to the left and work 6 double crochets correspondingly. Work 5 half double crochets next. Then work 2 single crochets. Pick up the stitches from round 16. And work 3 single crochets correspondingly. When you reach the previous slip stitch position, still pick up the stitch, meaning work into the insertion point of the slip stitch. Do not weave in the chain. Work 1 loose slip stitch adjacent to it. Then work 6 chains for transition. Similarly, work while carrying color 3. Then find the exact bottom position. Locate the half double crochet on the right side of the single crochet. Pick up the 2 strands from its back. Work 1 loose slip stitch. Then work 6 chains for transition. Next, pick up the position of the half double crochet, worked with color 2 in round 16. Work 1 loose slip stitch there. Continue picking up stitches afterward. Work 3 single crochets correspondingly. Pick up the stitches from the previous round below. Work 2 single crochets. Work 5 half double crochets. Work 6 double crochets. Switch to color 3 on the 6th stitch. Then pick up the decrease position, work at FPDC, and switch to color 1. After completing, skip one stitch. Pick up the stitch to the left and work one double crochet. You have now completed one side. Next, you'll reach the decrease position. Pick up the stitch to work a corner. Then, following the method for sides and corners, continue crocheting. Finish with the last stitch. This completes the first side. Slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain below. Tighten the yarn. Color 1 will not be needed for the rest. Fasten off the yarn. Secure it with a chain, leaving a little yarn tail. Cut the yarn. Pull tight. This completes round 18. Next, work on round 19. Take the remaining strand of yarn and bring it to the chain space on the left side. Then yarn over and draw through. Don't pull the yarn too tight. Keep it level with the piece. It can be a little loose. Start with 3 beginning chains. Then make 3 chains as a transition. Work 2 double crochets in the same space. Pick up the stitches from the previous round below, and the remaining stitches from round 16. Correspondingly work double crochets. You can also refer to the chart for the exact insertion position. Keep crocheting until you reach the next chain space. Don't wrap the transition chains in. When you get to the corresponding position, pick up the space and work 1 double crochet. Then make 3 chains and 2 double crochets. Consider the stitches worked in the space as one corner of this round. The part where you pick up stitches and crochet is one side. Continue crocheting according to the method for sides and corners. When crocheting the remaining part of the last side, weave and tighten the thread marks as you go. Place it above the hook. Finish the last stitch. Slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. And weave the yarn tail on the wrong side. This completes round 19. This also concludes the explanation for motif 2. Everyone follows the same method and completes the corresponding number of motif 2. Next, we will crochet the triangular motifs. In fact, it's just crocheting half the area of motif 2. It still begins with a magic ring. Crochet row by row. The stitch pattern here is almost identical to motif 2, but there are slight differences at the beginning and ending. Therefore, I will mainly explain the methods for the beginning and ending. Please watch my demonstration. First, start with a magic ring, and crochet the first round. The method here is exactly the same as motif 2. Refer to the chart to complete this round. I have already finished it here. After completing this, move on to the second row. Start by referring to the second round of motif 2. Crochet the first 3 popcorns first. Then leave the remaining part unworked. Break the yarn. This completes the second row. Next, move on to the third row. Pick up the corresponding yarn at the popcorn where there is a turning chain. Join the yarn at the top of the turning chain. Make 1 chain. Correspondingly, make 1 single crochet. The working method here is the same as motif 2. Crochet 3 double crochets into the back loop of each stitch. Between every 3 stitches, work 3 chains as a transition. After completing these 3 transition chains, continue. Move down to the last popcorn position. Pick up any 2 strands of yarn on the left edge. Work 1 single crochet. That completes the third row. For the next row, use the same color. You can use the carrying yarn technique here. This reduces the need to fasten off the yarn once. After completing, continue with the fourth row. Insert your hook into the single crochet where the previous row began. Here, the yarn is carried along the piece. This way, the length of the yarn matches the curve of the piece. It shouldn't be too long or too short. Yarn over and pull through, then make 2 chains to start. Pick up on the left. The V-shaped loop at the top of the popcorn. Work a half double crochet. Three chains. Then work another half double crochet. Pick up the chain space behind and continue crocheting. Then refer to the chart and work the corresponding stitches. While crocheting, weave the yarn tail as you go. After completing the last half double crochet, crochet 1 chain for transition. Then, pick up the single crochet from the edge of the previous row. Work 1 loose slip stitch. That's how you complete row 4. Break the yarn. Continue down to row 5. Pick up the corresponding yarn. On row 3, join the yarn in the edge single crochet. Then chain 3. Next, move to the left. Pick up the chain spaces and work 3 double crochets. Change colors on the 3rd double crochet. Then refer to the chart for the following stitches. Pay attention to color changes during this process. At the same time, carry the yarn as you crochet. Work the edge double crochet into the single crochet of row 3. Then fasten off all yarns. This completes row 5. Next, work on row 6. Join the yarn at the top of the previous row's turning chain. Chain 5. Pick up the adjacent stitch. Work 1 treble crochet. Refer to the chart for the following stitches. Remember to change colors and carry the yarn as needed. Finish with 5 chains at the end. Work a loose slip stitch on the edge double crochet. Fasten off all yarns again. This completes row 6. Now move on to row 7. Pick up the corresponding yarn in the 5 chains from the previous row's turning chain. Pick up the 3rd chain. There are 2 strands of yarn on the wrong side. Join the yarn. Then make 2 chains to start. Next, pick the adjacent treble crochet from the wrong side. Below are 2 strands of yarn. Work a loose slip stitch. For the rest, refer to the chart for crocheting. Finish with 5 chains on this side. At the bottom of the treble crochet's wrong side, work 1 loose slip stitch. Then chain 1. Pick the 3rd chain from the edge's 5 beginning chains. The 2 strands of yarn on the wrong side. Work 1 loose slip stitch. Finally, fasten off all the yarn. That completes the 7th row. Now move on to the 8th row. On the previous row, join the yarn in the chain space where it starts. Chain 1. Work 1 single crochet in the same space. Pick the braid with a loose slip stitch. Work 1 single crochet. Continue crocheting by referring to the chart for the following steps. When you reach this side, the treble crochet has a loose slip stitch underneath. Still pick the braid and work a single crochet. Then pick up the space on the left side and work 1 single crochet. Fasten off the yarn. That completes the 8th row. Now move on to the 9th row. Join the yarn at the single crochet where the previous row began. Then make 3 chains as the beginning chain. From here, you can directly follow the chart for crocheting. The last stitch is a double crochet. Insert the hook into the edge's single crochet. After completing, fasten off the yarn. This completes the 9th row. I'll explain the remaining rows using a completed small sample. Moving forward. Always join the yarn at the turning chain. Then crochet 3 chains. For some rows, you also need to crochet at the turning chain position, either 1 or 2 double crochets depending on the chart. At the end, always pick up 1 stitch from the edge. While crocheting, if you need to change colors, add the corresponding color, then continue crocheting while carrying the yarn. After completing a row, fasten off the yarn. The specific stitches and insertion points here can be referenced from the chart. The stitches have all been demonstrated before. Just finish crocheting the remaining rows. You can weave the yarn tails while crocheting the edging, or you can directly weave them on the wrong side. That concludes the explanation of the triangle motif. Refer to the chart and the previous demonstrations. Crochet the corresponding number of triangle motifs.